Welcome to an actual live stream. We've done these fake before.
Fake live streams.
This is a real live stream.
Is a fake live stream called a dead stream?
Yes, it is. Today we're going to be playing the prequel to Riven, Myst, by the creators of Abduction.
This is the first live stream I've ever been on. Like, as a live streaming person, streaming live.
Now you've done it.
I've watched plenty of them, but
I'm gonna make Rand drive today. Last time we did this, he made me drive. So let's watch Rand operate a controller.
Oh boy, this is gonna be. As it starts to degrade, I'll hand it back to Eric.
That's fine. And we've got Jeff behind the camera running the board. So we're told that we'll be able to take some questions as we play. So get those questions in. We got some folks monitoring the chat. Let's play. Let's play some Myst. Do you remember this? Do you remember how this game works?
No, I need the hint guide. Let's do it.
Did the controller turn itself
grief,
off?
It did.
Here.
Yep. Turn it back on.
We're off to a great start, everybody.
Yeah. Of course, it's me who did it. Of course.
Is the light on now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Start a new game. Not randomized.
You going classic so you can cheat?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the new version of Myst. I'll let the intro play.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at that. I want to look up. Look at that fissure. With that eclipse. Wow. Okay.
So we can't actually hear the game audio. So if we see subtitles, we'll shut up. But
come on, focus in there.
So this is the new version of Myst.
Look at that.
And we should probably talk about why we're even doing this live stream. We want to bring visibility and let people know about a bundle that we have on sale right now with Humble Bundle. I believe it's
fun
called.
to say. Say it again.
Humble Bundle.
Let me say it. Humble Bundle.
It is the Myst and More Redux, because I think we've done a bundle similar to this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff. It's $20 will get you the brand new Myst and all of our previous games. It's a pretty good deal.
The Myst related games.
Myst related games. The most important Abduction's in there too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the most important thing is that any
Proceeds,
charity proceeds, and you get to. I think the users get to pick where the funds go. Go to help out a awesome charity called. Is it Active Minds?
Active Minds.
Active Minds. A mental health charity that we're big fans of, and we hope that this does really well for them. So.
Yeah, and well for anybody who's struggling with stuff like that. And if you don't know anybody who isn't struggling with mental health issues, you don't have enough friends, because it's very important. So very cool. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Go put in at least the 20 and maybe more.
I want to see you link in this here Lincoln book.
Lincoln. There we go. Ooh, look at that animation. That's a nice animation. Who did that? Did you do that, Aaron?
That's Robert Krebs.
Wow. Good job, Robert. Okay, here we are. Look at this, huh?
I remember this game.
I think I remember. Like, oh, look over here. I'll cheat. It's the 4-chamber. Everybody knows this, but we fixed that later. The original Myst did not have a 4-chamber.
There was nothing there.
There was nothing there.
It was because people didn't know what to do, and you needed to add instructions.
Yeah, so you've heard this.
No, I actually haven't. I was guessing. I don't.
Really?
No, that wasn't ringing any bells.
Yeah, we didn't have it. You'd walk up the path, and we watched people play, and they were completely what do I do? So as much as I'd like to think we're master game designers, it's like, no, we messed up lots of stuff.
Like back then, you guys were still doing friends and family over the shoulder watching people play, right?
Yeah.
What do you do when like you guys are, you're really proud of the game and you sit someone down and they just bounce right off of it?
You don't knee jerk. You don't have a knee jerk reaction. You play a few more people and see how many more people bounce off and don't do it.
Or do you wait for somebody to get it right and then you tell the earlier players they got it wrong?
Yes.
They just weren't good enough to play your game?
You kind of yell at them and say, well, they were stupid. No, you take everything into account, but honestly, you don't want a knee jerk because anecdotal stuff, it's so much anecdotal because we didn't have time to do large groups of people, but it doesn't become a trend until it's at least a couple people and hopefully more than that. So, but this was huge. People got this far and like, well, what do I do? What do I do? So the note was the first thing to go on the path. This note right here. Hey, that note's not on the ground anymore.
We had to lift it up.
Why is that?
Virtual reality is to blame for most of our
Everything's got to be from here to here.
We actually have in 3D. We actually have a little tool you can drop into the scene that shows you volumetrically like safe places to interact with, which is useful and also very frustrating because, especially for this game, coming into a game that's existed for 30 years and then being like, well, the button that's on the floor, what do we do with that? And we came up with. I'm pretty happy with the solves we came up with.
Yeah, it works great. This was really the first game Robin and I did that had puzzles and goals in it. So we weren't surprised that we got things wrong. And I think the first thing we realized was, man, we need something early to give people a simple goal they can accomplish. And so we put the 4-chamber in, and that gave them another goal with Atris's message, which, by the way, we recorded after all the other Atris recordings.
The first message in the game was the last one that got recorded?
Yes, that 4-chamber one. Okay. And furthermore, I had already changed my appearance. I think Atris had a goatee and I had shaved my goatee. And so we went out in my front yard and I had just burned something and I took the soot from it and just smeared it.
You had a fake beard on?
And smeared it around. And that was the beard, just filmed outside against a blue sky because we knew it would be in an imager. So that was.
Oh, you knew it was going to get distorted.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, but okay, what should we do here?
I don't know. How's this game work?
I kind of know some of it. These are cool.
We can just at this point we can just play around and go some places.
Let's just push some buttons and make some things happen. Nice. That's not one we want though. Let's take this. This is a puzzle that's okay. There's a very specific way to do this puzzle, and this is a 2-stage puzzle, so we're really cheating here. Where's my cursor? There it is.
So you skipped the whole go read books in the library for 2 hours phase of the game,
and we're skipping the we're skipping the whole go look at the pretty star dates and all that. This is get the dates, put them in. Get the things, put them in. But also, you always do, everyone knows this, you do those two first because you want to be facing this direction.
That is true. I do it exactly the same way.
So that you get the...
Oh, this is going to kill me. You're going to make me drive just out of sheer frustration, aren't you?
There it is.
There it is.
That. Beautiful. Okay, yes, I am. I'm really much better at this than driving. I'm doing this so that I'll eventually get Eric to drive and I won't have to do it. Here's some cool things. Oh, look. What's that? Can't you just click on the painting?
VR. We'll just blame it all on VR. No, actually, we make fun of it, but I actually think that the solves we came up with in here, I like them for a different reason. I don't like them because we got VR to work.
Yeah.
The reason I like those handles so much is the magic stuff never sat right with me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Myst and all that,
I
but
would agree.
Riven has a tactility to it. It has a believability. It's relatable. It feels like the real world.
For sure.
And being able to take something that, I grew up with was the magic paintings,
Yeah.
and being able to figure out how to do it in a tactile way felt like it was moving it in the right direction. Like it builds a bridge between the two games, I think, which I love.
I agree. Here's my hardest part is aiming at things to open them.
To be fair, we made some of those click regions maybe smaller than they ought and need to be.
Come on. I can't wait to make.
You know that it's an analog controller. You can just push it just a little bit, and it'll go
I
slow.
do know that.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't look. It's also very sensitive. Man, good grief! Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna make you crazy.
All right, I think we're getting real close to Rand throws the controller.
Yeah. I do use a controller. I just recently made my wife. Well, she made herself. She's like, I'm gonna learn a controller because she was all keyboard and mouse. And during Firmament, I was testing using only the controller. Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna go back down here. Shoot. Yeah.
All right, I'm driving. That was
I knew
that
would work. Okay, so this is what I've been waiting for.
Grab his bag of chips. Yeah, get it right up next to the mic, Rand. That's great.
Oh, can you guys hear that? Oh, now this is so much better,
Isn't it?
This is smooth now.
Yeah. Now watch me bumble around like I've never used a control before.
Pressure's on.
And Jeff, feel free to holler if you got any questions you want to throw out.
Yeah, we can start taking questions.
Oh, I got all kinds of questions. People are curious about many things. Here's the question: do you want to start softball, or do you want a tough one to start out?
I feel like we gotta warm up.
Yeah.
Are you on mic, or do I need to repeat the question?
No, you don't need to repeat the questions. Right. I'm on mic. This isn't Mysterium. All right. Well, here's a softball. Are there any current plans to add Rime to Myst VR?
There's not a solid on the schedule plan right now because we have a really good reason. Our reason is people want to play Riven, and so we're working on Riven. We're still we're a small company.
Yeah, we'd love to. So that word plan is kind of loaded because we all kind of want what you guys want. We'd love to have Rime in there, but we just have got all hands on deck right now on that Riven thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I very much want to do Rime, a lot. It's just a matter of coming up with the right time to do it because it'd be better to. I don't know that we would want to charge people for it. I'm not sure. And so it's hard to be well, let's work on this thing that might not help us in the long term versus, working on Riven, which is going to help us and be what people want. So
yeah, Riven will keep us alive. Rime will just reward people who already would like it.
How do you get this thing to go with the controller? I'm used to playing
I
this with a
love
mouse.
this. I love this trouble you're having. So much easier with a mouse.
Now I just got to remember which time to set it to.
So here's an interesting question. Between the books and the games, has the full story that is Myst been told, or are there more stories to tell?
So between the books and the games, if I include every little dribble from the games and everything from the books, we're not even close to telling the whole story. There is so much, behind the scenes stuff that we discuss or that we talk about, moving forward or what would happen if where a different game would go or where a television show would go, an episodic thing would go, or a movie. All those are related to things that are part of a backstory that's much larger and not sealed in concrete, but is is there for us to play with.
I think there's a delineation to be drawn between Myst stories and the Dunny universe.
I was lumping it all together.
Yeah, like in my mind, saying is the Myst story told is like saying is the Skywalker saga told. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it seems so specific to Atris.
That's a good point.
Whereas I think of it more as, wouldn't it be cool to tell some other stories in the Dunnyverse, that maybe aren't so Myst specific.
Yeah.
It's tough. I also hate these controls. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I'm sure if anybody in QA is, oh, it's the air. Okay, what is it? Is it 240? Is that the one that?
Yeah. This was new. This was new too. This used to just be exactly mapped, and it was like not even a thing. Now there's a slight puzzle to it. It doesn't map exactly. Also, those clock hands always bug me just a little bit. Like
which ones?
The hour hand. Because at 240, the hour hand should be closer to 3 than 2.
Oh, technically,
it's
yeah,
not a real clock.
You guys did that in the original, though, too, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever really clocked that until, pun intended, until you mentioned it. Like,
yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Game's ruined.
I know. Sorry.
I mean, to be fair, y'all are spoiling all the puzzles. So
yeah, that's true. Did we put spoiler alert on here?
We should have played the Well, you can play it in randomized mode so that you get different. Right. You'll have to go learn where these clues come from.
Don't watch what we're doing.
Oh, this puzzle.
Come on, do it.
You want me to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay. See if I can get it on the first.
I want you to see a flounder.
Oh.
I have a method for this, and then I think I have a method, and then it doesn't work. I'm like, oh, crap, I thought I had this one.
It's one, and then is this the one where you hold?
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. Did I do the thing? Did it open? Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
So here's a question. I've heard off and on rumors of a Myst movie or TV series in the works. Is this an official project? And if so, are there any updates you might be able to give us?
That's a Rand one. Don't look at me.
There's no updates, especially right now. Not a lot going on. But there are official channels that had and official relationships that have been connected to try and make things happen. I think it's just making the right thing. And we haven't gotten there. We haven't gotten there yet. There's also mysteries of Hollywood and how that all works.
I feel like every time that this thread gets picked up and pushed down the road, the lesson you always come away with is like Hollywood is Hollywood, man. Every single time.
It's very different than how we do stuff. Like we're a tiny little small company, and we just we make what we need to make. Like, oh, that's cool. Let's do it. And Hollywood is not exactly like that. Although there are, plenty of indie things that happen too these days. But for large scale things like Myst, or that I'd like to think would be Myst related, you kind of need a larger momentum to push that forward. And that's the mystery of how to get that snowball started and rolling downhill.
Yeah, without saying too much, I know a little bit of some of the more recent efforts on that front, and it's exciting stuff. I actually think what you guys are trying to do with it is very, very, very cool, and I want the machine to recognize it for what it is, and help push it.
I've been excited a few times over some really fun stuff, and the snowball gets rolling a little down the hill, and it starts to pick up, get bigger, and then it just kind of
especially in the context of our current streaming economy, like the way I shouldn't say the economy, but like the types of shows that are coming out on streaming services.
Yeah. I know. I
It
know
fits-
that.
Yeah.
It's like I want to watch it, and we
Yeah.
watch kind of this. We watch and like the same kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't watch an episode of Silo without being like, oh, it'd be so perfect.
I know.
So
Yeah.
here we
Yeah,
are in
that-
mechanical.
Wow, look at you. A whole new age. This looks so good.
It's like he's played the game 1,000
I've
times.
been so here's the thing is I've been playing a whole lot of the new Zelda game lately, and on Nintendo. And anybody who's a gamer knows this. The go and go back buttons are exactly reversed on PC or Nintendo controllers, and so my brain is currently in Nintendo mode.
Perfect.
And so yeah, every time I go to push a button, I hit the go back and
Back.
cancel button. It's real good.
All right, here's a little tougher question for
Uh-oh.
you. Maybe a tougher question. I don't know, depending on whether you dodge it or not. What are some changes that we can expect to see in the new Riven remake compared to
Ooh.
the original Riven?
That's a good question. I wanna. I would love to talk about this, but I have to look to Rand on this one because
Yeah, there's a
we don't wanna-
lot. I don't even know where to start. The goal was not to just go into Riven and throw a bunch of random stuff in, by the way, to make it different. The goal was to go into Riven with a really critical mindset. Like, what is it that after all these years bugs us a little bit? Like, what are the things that aren't narrative-wise aren't quite right, or even puzzle-wise? You know, over the years, people are like, yeah,
I would.
was a little
I would
weird.
take. I would say even aesthetically.
Aesthetically
I think
as well.
Artistically, there's
Yeah.
things that are changing or going in or being honed a little more, which I think are in the service of what you guys wanted to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And even things we felt like we didn't reveal enough of. We alluded to, but didn't have time or manpower to actually build. You know, and can we reveal a bit of that now? I will say that we get into the area of spoilers here that I don't want to do. And we put up a few little things at Mysterium, a few just stills of stuff that are changing in Riven, and some of more broader strokes. I'll tell you some of the things that we're doing, and then I don't want to go too deep on this, but we went in and started discussing how the Rivenese and Gen had very specific types of construction and materials, and how we didn't really separate that everywhere well, or differentiate that well in the original.
That's
the
where
OG.
I was going to go too. Is it's without giving anything away. It's
Yeah.
easy to be like, well, if you played the original and you saw Gen built his stuff in a certain way with a certain aesthetic,
Yeah.
and the Rebels had a very different spin on it, and
Yep.
what I've witnessed, you know, especially with a lot of the working with Richard and getting more clarification on the designs
Yeah.
and what the intent is there. It's like seeing those push even further, not further, but like there's more clarity on some
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And here's an example, concrete example. One of the things we started dissecting and talking about was the submarine in Riven, in the village, on Jungle Island, and we started discussing what that was, who used it, what it was for, who built it, and we realized that there was a few disconnects on that. You know, where you got in, and the fact that it went to the schoolhouse, and
What, you mean that
but it was made of metal, and
little Timmy and Susie didn't ride the submarine to class every day?
maybe that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we changed some of that to make it much more coherent with the vibe of who built it and what it was for, and that's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ooh, look at that. Regards. Always love that one.
Did you and your brother used to leave each other notes like this, like when you were kids?
Yep. Yep. And he was always the one with the wine everywhere. Poor me. I had to settle for trunks of rotting monkey.
You didn't get the chests of gold bars in your room? Oh, that's too bad.
This is a fun one. Are there any secrets in a Myst game that have never been found or haven't been found yet that you're aware of?
There's the one in Abduction, which we brought up when we did our playthrough of Abduction. You even kind of pointed at where that was. So if you want to know what we're talking about, go rewatch that. I think last year, something like that, we did a live stream playing Abduction.
And that is available on YouTube for everyone in the chat who wants to go check it out. But wait till the live stream's over and then go check it out. And also like and subscribe while you're here.
Oh, good God.
Oh, good. Sorry.
Ring the bell.
I'm so sorry.
Everybody. What about other stuff?
I was surprised that everybody found stuff in Riven. Honestly, I put like my daughters at the time, my young daughters in the rocks in Riven on one of the screens, and I thought, no one will ever find this. It will never be disclosed. And it was like immediately people found it. So I think with maybe Abduction and Firmament, there's things still we have little secrets, but
yeah,
I think with the Myst games...
And honestly, a lot of the secret stuff that was in Abduction anyway has been found. I can think of some Uru era sneaky stuff, but it wasn't in the game. Thinking of some Uru era almost ARG type stuff that may not have gone fully solved.
Yeah.
There's things here and there.
Yeah. And the new Myst, I don't want to put anybody on any trails. I don't think there's anything in the new Myst that...
No, my favorite there was we put cookies in as an homage to Dan, a supporter and guy who makes cookies for a living, and he had supplied us over the years with amazing treats, and we put some cookies in, I think, Cirrus's living quarters in Channelwood. Actually, we'll go to Channelwood and see if we can locate it. Oh, right, I'm stuck here.
You might go there.
Oh, no. I don't want to have to solve this whole age.
Gosh, I haven't memorized these.
Oh, Lord.
I did. I had to memorize at some point, but I don't remember them now.
Can I see if I have any loaded games to load? No, I don't. I don't want to. Crap. I can't.
New game.
Well, the problem is I can't actually hear anything, so I don't have a good way to solve.
Can anybody give us what those are? Like,
Jeff, can you ask somebody in the Discord to just tell us the original solution to this puzzle? Because that's the level of lazy we're at right now.
All right, shout it out in chat, people. I will relay.
I could take out my phone and look it up, but
that's good. That's good streaming right there.
It's actually more fun if people have to give us hints. There's something really cool about that.
We'll go stare.
By the way, this looks so good, and those basalt. When did you guys decide to do that with basalt pillars?
It was just a call we made as we were developing this. Because, okay, we can talk briefly about, in the new Myst, the original Myst areas of the game used height maps for their terrain, which was literally just a nasty, low poly, extruded height map terrain. It was brown lumps. That's all it was. And so... doing this project was a fun opportunity to actually try and capture some character of what the rock formations would have been.
And this was such a good choice.
I
saw this the first time and went, oh my god.
Yeah, this area was built, the formations and the metal stuff was all built by Blake Bierke, who was sort of in charge of this area. And he was like, I always wanted to do columnar basalt, and did a great job, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it fit this so well.
Yeah, now it's just like... And it stands out against all the other rocks in Myst too.
Right. Plus, it's like we have these in and out of our building here.
Yeah, yeah. Spokane actually has a whole lot of columnar basalt.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have the answer. Several people
There's
were
going to be weird descriptions.
Yeah,
here,
they better
right?
be
nice
weird. They
enough
better be
to,
great.
to say something. I find this especially amusing that Hannah chimed in the
Yeah.
chat with the answer. So you'll probably be hearing from her later. Let's see. We have
I want to hear how they described them.
Yeah.
this is from Hannah. Circle with gap at bottom. Triangle, rectangle, triangle.
Rectangle, triangle.
That's like the
Circle with 3 triangles.
That's the spiky circle.
And half circle
Sunset.
with the half on the left.
that looks right.
I think we're good. We did it. Thanks, Hannah.
Nice. Man, that's phone a friend for you right there. Look, all those books are bolted down now, too.
Yeah, you can't steal the books.
No. Which, of course, they would have been.
Except if you look close, all you have to do is slide the book to the side. It'll slide right out,
Maybe it tears a page out and it doesn't work anymore.
and you're stuck. Hey, look, we got a Chivo.
So you want to hear a weird thing we were discussing today, just today, Richard and I?
Yeah.
The fact that you can't get off of Myst anywhere. The books have been burned enough so that if you end up on Myst, you can't actually go back to our
So where you
world.
came from, right?
And we kind of knew that, but also it presents some interesting. One of the things we were discussing. I'll just lay this out there is, if you were Atris, and you were going to Riven. You were going to Riven because you'd been signaled.
What's the code for the safe?
Is it 248, 247, try 24. I don't know. For some reason, I think it's 24. Try 247 and then try 248. And it probably is neither one of those.
Jeff's smiling at us.
Is 724.
Come on, I'm old. You shouldn't be asking me these things. Anyway, we were discussing like what book would Atris take with him to Riven to link Catherine and he to safety? Would it be a book back to his prison in Kavir, or would it be a book back to Myst Island? And there's some implications there with that. Like if things went wrong or right on Riven. Talk amongst yourselves.
So this is interesting. Somebody just pointed this out in the chat that we should have done this live stream yesterday because yesterday was 7/24.
We got numerologists hanging out in the
Right?
chat.
My God.
I mean, talk about connecting the dots.
It
Look
would have
at
been
y'all.
even more embarrassing, though, for me to get it wrong on the actual day. Okay, this was a fun one. The fact that you could get in. This caused a lot of grief in the
Where
OG.
you do what I almost just did, where you
Yeah.
get in when it's, yeah.
This caused a lot of grief because all we did was built it so you could catch it going down.
Yeah.
And then we realized, well, wait, could you catch it going up? Could you do that?
Oh, because in the original you were timing it against the Yep.
And so we had to make accommodations for that. Like, oh, you could do that. You can ride it all the way to the top. Oh, let's render all those scenes from the top
Yep.
because that's a cool little treat to be able to see it from all the way up there.
Let's see if I drained it enough. How slow is this thing going?
Question from the fans. Are there any plans for a continuation of the Myst series after the remakes?
I feel like that's really related to
Sure.
the last question along those lines we got, which is, define Myst series, right?
Yeah.
If this person is talking about, Myst 6, or whether it's something else set in the Myst universe.
Yeah.
The answer is yeah. I don't know whether it would be Myst 6 though.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be Myst 6. People are tired of Myst 6. But spin-offs and fun little things like that are always the things that are kind of interesting these days.
I will say this. We're kicking around some new ideas that I am very, 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 very excited about. But they're a ways off. Riven first.
Riven.
This is a new this space down here was
Yeah.
was all new, because originally this was just a little wooden room with tree
Little
trunks
nothing.
and
Yeah.
we wanted to try to bring in some of the feel from the actual age. So we actually, these are actually the same walkways that are from Channelwood.
Another very cool idea.
I like this space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you talk about any plans for the original version of Riven?
The primary plan is we want that to live forever. In other words, if you are of the pristine,
You're a purist.
don't
Yeah.
mess with my Riven camp, we want to reassure you that OG Riven will be yours to go to and play forever and experience that way. Beyond that, without messing with the purity of it, there might be some ways we can make it a little easier to play on today's machines, or make it a little better on today's machines, but we don't want to change it. How's that summarize it?
That's good job. Yeah. I was gonna say there might be ways I think that it could be improved upon, but not without changing, what it actually is and what it represents and all that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, those images are pretty small.
Little small. Hey, look, we're in channel. I like Channelwood. People got mad at us because some of the character of these ages changed a little bit in the remake, and to those people, I say sorry.
I think it's just a different season in Channelwood. This is the marine layer. During the summer months, there's a little marine layer in Channelwood that comes in.
Let's see. I want to finish the story I was telling about Easter eggs, but I got to get up to the upper level. So let's see how long that takes. This will be fun. I also can't hear the sound effects, so I don't know that.
You're also walking, which I think is very nice.
You want me to run?
No, I'm in Channelwood. Well, I don't know. In Channelwood, it's a toss-up. Are you trying to get it done, or are you enjoying the atmosphere?
Every time I'm here, I'm enjoying it. This is, I don't know. Even after working on it for forever and getting sick and tired of it, every time I drop in here, I'm like, oh, I like it.
You know what I really like about Channelwood is the layers of fog here.
Mm-hmm.
That when you get higher, you get out of the layer a little, which is fun, I think.
This was when the atmospherics in here were fun to do, because trying to figure out, and this is something I took even further when we did Firmament, but the idea of doing almost volumetric, chunky, localized fog is something we'd never tackled before. And I think that's what I'm so satisfied with, is you actually feel like you're walking through and around these fog banks, and never got to actually do that in a game before, so that was kind of fun.
It works really well. This is the lever, the useless lever.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Okay. Why? Why'd you guys do this? It's a red herring lever that's actually red.
Yeah.
We got water coming in, so we're good.
There was a good reason. There was a really good reason for it. And in the past I've known, so maybe people know. I can't remember. What was that? I don't remember.
All right.
So it is worth pointing out that this new version of Myst has accessibility features such that you shouldn't need to hear what's going on in order to be able to solve the puzzles if you've got accessibility turned on in the menu options.
I may not.
So
let's try that.
I'll bet Hannah is shouting at her computer screen
Probably.
right now saying, "You guys should know this." So,
Yeah. And Channelwood in particular, you can solve without hearing it. It gives you a little extra clue if you want it with the sound, but it's not a requirement by any means.
Pipe water
But
flowing.
look at there.
there we go. Look at that.
Oh, it went this way. Where are you going to the?
I don't know where I'm going.
You want me to help you with this?
Yeah.
Okay. You going to the 3rd level or 2nd level?
I want to get up to the 3rd level. Don't I have to extend the bridge and then go?
No, not yet. You got to get to the 2nd level first before you can get to the 3rd level.
Okay.
I think. Because you got to open the.
So I want
gate.
this. So I want this elevator powered.
Where are we? Yes. Is that one powered now?
No, it will be in a second.
Okay.
So let me chuck a spicy question at you while you are attempting to solve puzzles for extra fun. Are you planning on using AI on the Riven remake?
Oh, we're completely doing Riven in AI. We're not even doing it ourselves. It's going to be a complete AI thing. The computer's doing it right now as we're goofing off here.
Oh, Rand, what have you done? No, the answer is no. We're not.
This brings up a good subject.
It does. Do we need to talk a little bit about how the story was completely incorrect? Whatever got forwarded. Yeah, it was the tools that were used on Firmament were minor, tiny little things used very intentionally with much deliberate human intent.
We thought we were being
Don't even
Just-
get me. Yeah.
just being good to mention we used them at all. Just trying to be.
And the little bit that we did use, it was like, well, we got to make sure and appropriately credit as So we went out of our way to make sure things were mentioned in the credits.
go back over
Oh,
there.
wait, where are we going?
Was that?
What?
Yes, that. No, that. Don't you want to open that door? Wait, what is that? The
No, this is just a
you're
room
not at
full
the-
of junk.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Just a bunch of junk in there.
This is a bunch of
sorry.
junk. Yeah.
I was distracted by the AI discussion.
Sure. It's What else do you want to say about that? The answer is no. People are building Riven just like people built Firmament.
Yeah, the Firmament thing was a shame because it was built by people, and the fact that it skewed into this weird AI discussion
It got really weird.
It's really sad for the people who worked so hard, all of us, on this, and suddenly it's like, wait, what just happened here?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Riven is like Soylent Green.
Riven is like Soylent Green.
Figure that one
You
out.
heard it here first. Okay, I got
Anybody get
to-
that here? Anybody?
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
All right,
it's
good.
made of people.
It's an old movie. I don't know if I don't know if you youngsters.
Do you want to throw some Pink Panther jokes in there or some Mr. Ed jokes? What else you got?
Well, Wilbur. Oh man. It's always this one's.
I got the gate open.
Oh, you did get it open.
Yeah.
Now you just have to get back.
Do I just need to get over to the?
Yeah.
People are like screaming at me right now. This guy doesn't even know how to play Myst.
Wait, that's where you open the gate.
I opened the gate
Here.
over here.
No, oh, not
yeah.
here. No.
That was the gate open.
Yeah. So you just got to go all the way around and now go right, and then go.
Switching back to run mode.
Yeah. Go to.
Don't have to go all the way
Maybe
around.
I don't know where we are. Yeah. I may be confused. Look for the. Where are the stairs? Can you see the
Here's
stair
something that's
here?
popped up. Will we ever see another multiplayer game from Cyan?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I won't say never, but I will say developing for multiplayer. You want to talk a little bit about developing multiplayer, Rand? You know it.
Man.
You know it.
It's not just twice as hard. It is so. This is a good example. Like here we are. If there was another person in here, we'd have to consider so many things that could go on and break things everywhere.
Oh, I got to get the pump on.
So just putting another person in means that somebody can shut off the power when you're in an elevator, and somebody can close the gate that you just opened, and so everything has to be designed specifically for that.
Yeah, multiplayer puzzle games
Yeah.
in particular are
Yeah.
non-trivial challenge.
Yeah.
It's hard enough doing like multiplayer combat,
Yep.
but when your games are all crafted about uncovering clues and having these really poignant moments or really pointed moments, you know, like specific emotional beats,
Yeah.
gameplay gets harder, narrative gets harder, clues and
Yeah.
mystery. I mean, that's the key there, right? If you have 50 other people in a game and it's about discovering information, how do you prevent those other players from spoiling the game for everybody else?
Yep.
We ran into all those questions on Uru.
And Uru was designed from the ground up to accommodate those things. Everything was made for that. All the technology, all the narrative, all the backstory, everything was made so that it could work that way. So it is especially in puzzle games, like you said, it is a imperative that you consider all those things. So, yeah, we'll never say never, but
yeah. If the question is, would it be fun to work on a multiplayer game with a specific game design in mind? Yeah. If a game design lent itself to multiplayer, absolutely. I would love to do that. But
yeah.
currently, there's nothing on the radar. We're still thinking single player, just because that's our pedigree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it up here.
It's so cool.
So the whole reason I wanted to come up here was to finish the story. Somebody asked about Easter eggs. This is my favorite Easter egg we've ever done, and it's silly at first. It's just some cookies, right? But if you look close, and it probably isn't going to come through on the stream, there's a very, very slight logo embossed in those cookies, and it's actually the Dan Good Cookies logo. It's Dan's company. And the best part is he took a screenshot of this, right? He was in here. He took a screenshot of this and put it on Twitter, I think, and said, hey, what's Cyan moving in on the cookie game? I forget what he said, but it was something along the lines of like, oh, now they're putting cookies in their game too. And it was great because he didn't see the logo at all.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, he was just like calling us out for putting cookies in the game.
my
And so I literally took his screenshot that he posted and zoomed in on it, and it said enhance. And like, I forget, it was a couple hours later. He didn't get back to me right away, but apparently he freaked out. And
that's awesome.
I guess his husband was driving, and he almost made him drive off the road. He was so floored. And so when he was here for
That's so
Mysterium,
good.
I got a chance to ask him about that, and his retelling of that was amazing.
And that's a good way for us to get cookies from Dan.
Yeah, and now we pretty much just,
Yeah.
get free cookies. And
Yeah. So if you've got something you'd like in one of our games that we really want, let's talk.
hey, look at this guy. Who's that dude?
Oh my gosh.
How old was Little Rand Miller when that was filmed?
We were idiots.
I'm trying to do the
I
math.
don't even know.
That would have been 90, probably 92
92.
when you filmed that, I'm assuming.
Wow. So
If it was like a year before the game came out.
30-something.
30-something, okay.
Wow. Where has the time gone? Where has my darker hair gone? Man. By the way, I love these higher ups. These for a couple reasons. Even in the OG, I liked being high up because we recorded, I still remember this. We probably did more video in here rendering than in any other world, because everywhere there was you could see the windmill.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to be able to see it moving in the fog.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
recorded rendered all
Which
those
back
things
then
in the
was a pain in the
distance.
butt. Every single one of
Oh.
those had to be, yeah.
It was such a pain, but it was also so rewarding to look out a window in a cabin in one of the rooms here and see that windmill.
This still cracks me up, right? We're in this like rickety wooden shack, and then there's like this, this Captain Nemo imager that like lights the room up. How is it getting power? I don't know.
That's a
It's a dummy
dummy
imager.
imager. They're going to play a
gotta
little. They're little bigger role in Riven.
There's got to be some fire marbles in there or something powering this thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Dunny had their. They had a lot of resources to mess with things.
So here's an interesting one. Little off the Myst reservation. What are you currently reading, or is there something on your to-be-read list that you're looking forward to reading soon?
It's going to be the latter for me. I feel like my reading has fallen off as of late. Part of it is because I feel we're spoiled for entertainment right now. So I can go on and on and on about amazing TV shows and movies and stuff, but reading, I'll give my answer, which is I still haven't finished book 2 or 3 of the Three Body Problem trilogy.
That's what I've been pestering you on for
I know.
a good year.
That's probably why it's front of mind, is especially with there's an adaptation of the first book coming out, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that was a challenging read.
I haven't read it. We just got it. My wife and I just got it. We have to do this.
Definitely not easy sci-fi, but worth it.
Yeah.
Every bit.
What about you? Have you been reading anything?
Not lately. For similar reasons. I think the last thing I read that, man, I really enjoyed it, and it may have been an audiobook. I can't remember if we did the audiobook on this or read it. My wife and I usually, read books together. It was Fall, Dodge and Hell, Neil Stephenson. I'm a Neil Stephenson fan, so
Same.
That one, I really, really liked it, and there was 2 kind of parts to it. There was, but I really was digging what he was getting at in some of it, and it's things that I've thought about a lot and just really enjoyed the insight. He always has got these really prescient insights into the future, and the one that hit me, I think, the hardest, and this is just a side note from that book, but it was at some point a character did something bad in the book, and the internet was prevalent, and it was going to be all over the internet that this person did this really, really bad thing. So they hired a firm to take care of that. And so the firm, naturally you would think, the firm was going to go into the internet and wipe all that bad stuff off the internet. And they said, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go in the internet and tell it all kinds of bad things about you. We're going to make up all kinds of stuff about you.
Fill the air with
and we're
lead.
going to fill the internet with that stuff, so that the one thing you did do people will just start ignoring everything. It's like, wow, that is so true.
A little too on the nose.
It's like it reminded me of what was the Point that with Oblio.
Oh yeah, that was who was the
yeah.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just listened to it not too long ago. I grew up listening to that.
I know, and I should remember, but I'm old and
Me and My Arrow is the name of the song. It's called the Land of Point, or the Point, and somebody in chat somebody in chat knows the answer to this. It was a folk singer
who did the music.
Yeah,
he's good. I like his music.
Anyway, I always want to say Cat Stevens. It wasn't Cat Stevens, but it was
Stevens.
a contemporary. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I can't think of it. Anyway, there's a saying in there that says a point in every direction is like no point at all, and it feels like that's where we live these days.
Reality.
A little bit. Anyway, Neil.
The last Neil Stephenson book I read was Seven Eves, which, again, you want to talk about a difficult but worthwhile read.
Oh, I loved that one.
Yeah.
That one wasn't even difficult for me. That was just a fun one. Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was like three books would have been good instead of one giant. Dude doesn't know how to write a short book.
Yeah, I need to talk to Neil about Fall. That's the one I want to discuss with him, because I don't think a lot of people clicked on some stuff in there that I think he was doing that I thought was just so amazing.
I gotta give that a try. Okay, I'm going to the wrong. I gotta send this down to where the pipe is.
Where are you going now? Oh, you gotta get to the book.
I'm just getting back to the book. I'm not even bothering with the pages. I'm totally not playing the game right.
Yeah.
Who cares about Atris and his dumb book?
This is a pretty place to flounder. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
I
going to
don't-
flounder somewhere,
mind.
if you're going to wander around.
Although
it
I
might
can't
as well
remember
be
if
good.
this lowers the bridge. I don't think it does. Okay, good. We're good.
Can we hear frogs and crickets in here? Can everybody hear
Yeah.
the
Can we?
frogs and crickets?
This I still just.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gross and stuff like that. I can't get over how happy I am.
Nice. I would jump in there.
Leeches. There's leeches in there.
They're good for you.
Here's a big philosophical question, maybe too much to bite off entirely, but just nibble at. What do you think is the future of video games?
That's a big one. The
Solve
future-
it. Solve it all. Solve it right now.
I don't think it's the metaverse, despite efforts.
It may be
By
some
many.
form of that.
Yeah,
But-
the future of video games, boy. It's hard for me not to look at like what's super popular right now and just feel like, it's going to be more of the same. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that every kind of game we play now will continue because if somebody had asked what the future of movies was, 50 years ago, they would have. I'm not sure they would have said, "Oh, kind of the same, but just different," and kind of is. But the things so I think we'll get to play these games like we do now. But I don't know what happens with VR and how much that becomes.
I think we need to
prevalent.
wait and see what happens with Apple's hardware. Like, it's very cool tech. Don't get me wrong; it looks cool. I don't know anything more than the public. Just to be clear, it's not like that's just a fact. It's just what they've shown is very, very cool.
Yeah.
But it's also really expensive, and we'll see what happens with further generations of that technology. I mean, clearly, they're going to keep developing it, but I don't know that we're on the verge of like everybody's going to be walking around with mirror shades and AR 24/7. Like,
how long will that take before we all have glasses that look like
it's
glasses,
never gonna
but also
happen.
let us
like
augment the world?
The Rand Miller style AR glasses, where they just look like you've been talking about this for years. You're like, eventually, they're just gonna have a pair of glasses.
pair of glasses, and that augments the
I don't
world
know.
for you.
I don't know.
Because that to me is the future when that happens, but I have no idea how long that takes.
Yeah. Would you want to live in that future where people can just like push advertisements to your eyeballs
Heck
anywhere,
yeah.
everywhere?
Black Mirror, bring it.
Yeah, I know what you're a big fan of automation, so I can see you.
My house would be so much easier if I could have augmented reality.
I'm just kind of aimlessly wandering at this point, having more fun chatting than I am.
Yeah, we've got about 1 minute left.
What?
So
Where did the time go?
Where did the time go?
Man.
Right. So let's go ahead and end with one more question for the both of you, and then y'all can wave at the camera, and we'll sign off. And we'll be doing this again. By the way, everybody, we will be doing this again on Friday. With Eric and Hannah. They'll be looking at abduction, and we'll go ahead and put out another survey for those who didn't get a chance to get their questions in.
I'm gonna put some questions on that one.
Could you? Yeah.
So final question for today. What's your favorite puzzle in Myst? And if you could go back and replace one puzzle, what would it be?
I'm gonna make Rand go first on this one.
Well, this one's no surprise. My favorite puzzle is the one everybody hates, which is that Maze Runner.
Selenetic Maze Runner.
Yeah, I love that for reasons I've said before publicly, which is it's all right there for you. You used sound to get to that world. You used sound in that world. Everything about that world was sound. And then you go down in this maze and you just completely ignore the sounds. Well, that's on you, not on us. So, and the maze itself meticulously teaches you what every one of those sounds do. If you really pay attention, you can't go wrong. So that one is my favorite. I don't care what people think.
When I was a younger player and I played that for the first time, I brute forced it. I did not do the sound. It wasn't a sound puzzle. It was a mapping puzzle.
I know.
My favorite puzzle, it's sort of a class of puzzles, is the mechanical I think of the clock tower, but all the mechanical puzzles where you're learning about a big piece of machinery and how it operates, and even the double gear hold gag, that was totally not cool, but sometimes machines, you got to experiment with the machine before you figure out how it works.
Yep. I remember the hint on that one when we were behind people's backs was, what would you do if you were really there? And believe it or not, with a lot of people, they would hold it longer sometimes. If you just said, if you were really in that world, what would you do?
Click and hold was a novel interaction at the time.
Oh, we were geniuses.
As for the one I would change, it would be the one that Rand loves. Just change that whole thing out for a puzzle that's better. But no, you can't change Myst. If we wanted to change Myst, we would have when we rebuilt it, and we kept it as is because that's what it is. That's what Myst is.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm trying to think of what I would change. What's the least satisfying? And I don't.
He should have asked, what would you keep and change about Riven? Because then we could have a conversation. But
you didn't. So we're going to have to wrap it up.
And we're out of time. So sorry.
Well, we got to talk about why we're here again to remind people. Humble Bundle right now. You can go get the Myst and More bundle Redux. I'm not sure if it's. I think that's how it's Myst and More Redux Part 2. For $20 or more, you can get this and a whole bunch of other fun games that
crazy prices.
But the most important thing is that some or all of it can go to a charity that we care a lot about. Active Minds. Please, even if you already own Myst, it's a good cause.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Get what you're missing and give to a great cause at the same time.
Jeff, any other business you would like us to attend to?
No other business.
Awesome.
Say goodbye.
Wow, this went okay. It was live. It went okay.
Yeah,
we didn't really mess up or embarrass ourselves.
It's a little stuffy in here because we got the AC turned off. Yeah. But it's other than that, that's what I get for wearing a sweatshirt in July when it's 100.
I think we're ready to roll, so I can finish my
Doritos,
my chips.
Seriously, thank you guys all for tuning in, and we'll be doing this again on Friday, like Jeff just said. It'll be a different game, couple different hosts. It'll be me and Hannah.
Thanks for all the support. Thanks for watching. Jeff said to ring the bell or something like that. I don't know, something.
Make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell. That's what Eric always likes to say.
Don't subscribe to Jeff's channel. It'll just make him go right to his head.
Goodness gracious. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.